How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary texts by Fatman Productions? The functions of our first ancillary text, which is a radio trailer, is to promote the film in a way that will make our audience want to go out and watch it. Our standard radio trailer should include lots of layering, including music, dialogue from the film, and narration. I feel our trailer follows this format. As an example, the music at the start of the trailer is fast-paced and upbeat, but as it goes to the end, it slows down. This gives a good representation of our film's plot. The film starts off fast-paced with a fight scene and ends with romance in the air. This is exactly what a radio trailer should do in many ways, giving clues to the storyline of the film, but not giving too much away so the audience don't feel as though they've already seen the film. A good example of a radio trailer would be the James Bond film, Thunderball. Let's watch.
Dr. No, big, from Russia with love, bigger, Goldfinger, even bigger. Now, here comes the biggest Bond of all, Thunderball. Now, James Bond does it. Everywhere. Look up, look down, look out! Here comes the biggest Bond of all. Alfred R. Broccoli and Harry Saltzman present Sean Connery in Thunderball. Produced by Kevin McClory. Panavision, Technicolor, a United Artists release. Thunderball.
The radio trailer should also contain other film information as well as some clues to the storyline, including certification and release date. Our film trailer reached these criteria as it states both of the above. Successful ancillary text also state the big name lead actors and actresses as it helps to draw in the crowds. For example, if a film starred Brad Pitt or Tom Hanks, then the trailers and previews are sure to quote their names as we do in our radio trailer.
With the film trailer, the aim is to create the most dramatic representation of the film by using the quotes and sound clips from the important scenes in the film. Loud explosions and cries of anguish are always popular, so taking this into account, we use punches and screams from our fight scenes and quotes from these slower boy meets girl scenes to juxtapose both elements of our film to create an intriguing representation of the film as a whole that will make our target audience want to go out and see our product.
The second ancillary text that we asked to produce was that of a film review, which was a similar function to a radio trailer in that it should aim to promote the film, but is out of the filmmaker's hands as a magazine review is written by a magazine journalist, film critique. Therefore, it all depends on what they made of film, not us the producer, but every film review will contain a synopsis of the film and action stills. The review writer will always give a detailed account of the film, but still withholding the vital information, highlighting the positives and negatives, and finally ending in an overall verdict. So it will still give the audience a good insight without revealing the full story. An example of a film review verdict of Screen 4 from Total Film. Better than the woeful Screen 3, partly thanks to the influx of new faces and the return of Williamson, but really, it's more of the same as the franchise slips further towards total self-parody. That's the verdict.
A typical review has a certain amount of elements that appear consistently in all of them. They include taglines, synopsis, verdicts, ratings, photos, often with a humorous caption, and obviously the actual review itself. A good example of this is the following review in Empire magazine. Knowing that this made for a successful format, we were asked to complete our magazine review. We decided to follow a similar pattern as to that in the example. Our review gave a realistic account of the film without coming across as biased, as we knew in our own heads that our film wasn't perfect and so we did not exaggerate our success, but at the same time gave a positive review. We incorporated stills from the film with funny captions and all the other elements listed above so that our review achieved its function, which was to give an informed viewpoint on the film without swaying the audience's viewpoint before they have ever seen the film.
Action.
The film and our ancillary texts are very similar. The radio trailer and the film are similar in the following ways. In the film, the music used is very dark and dramatic to add emphasis on the Batman theme running throughout the film. The music in the radio trailer is also very dark and dramatic to highlight the dark themes in the film. As a matter of fact, we use one piece of music in this same piece of film.
Start again. Action.
The film and our ancillary texts are very similar. The radio trailer and the film are similar in the following ways. In the film, the music used is very dark and dramatic to add emphasis on the Batman theme running throughout the story. And the music in the radio trailer is also very dark and dramatic to highlight the dark themes in the film. As a matter of fact, we use one piece of music in both the film and the trailer. Furthermore, when mentioning the romantic side of the film in the trailer, the music changes as it becomes lighter and more upbeat, possibly to represent that there is a happy ending at the end of the story. This follows the structure of the film very closely, as it begins with the fighting scenes and ends with the romance. The 10th piece of music used in the fight scene section is shown below. However, a slower, more emotive piece of music we used in the film is also shown below.
Both the film and this ancillary text both follow a similar narrative structure, in that they both start off fast-paced. The dramatic beginning to the radio trailer, the dark music. Both the film and this ancillary text both follow a similar narrative structure, in that they both start off fast-paced. The dramatic beginning to the radio trailer, the dark music, and their action dialogue matches the opening scenes of the film, which are of course the fight scenes. In fact, at the start of our radio trailer, we use some of the dialogue from that first fight scene to bridge gaps and add depth of sound to the trailer.
The film and our ancillary texts are very similar. The magazine review and the film are similar in the following ways. The film itself contains dark colouring and low-key lighting a lot of the time to represent the danger that our lead character is in, and to emphasise the Batman theme throughout. So we match this with our film review by giving it a black background and using yellow font, both colours that come together in the Batman badge. The magazine review also contains quotes from the film, so that the readers can get a feel for the characters' roles and personalities. Furthermore, the tagline of the magazine review is actually a quote from the film, "Call me Batman." Similar to the film, the review may also hint at a lighter side to the story. By this I mean that the scenes in Simon's bedroom may be seen as more light-hearted and potentially quite humorous to a small proportion of our audience. The magazine review hints at the humour and lightens the story of the film a little from the dark and dramatic fight scenes, with funny taglines to the photos.
Our film and ancillary texts are an effective combination, as they are connected in many ways. They have a thread running through all of them with an underlying Batman theme. Some ways in which they are similar: the dark lighting in the fight scenes matches the dark backgrounds of the magazine review. The scores in the radio trailer and the actual product match very closely along with their narrative structures. And both ancillaries work together to promote the film in ways that will make our target audience go out and watch the film. So in our opinion, we feel that the ancillary texts are just as important as the actual film itself, as they help the film fulfill its marketing potential.